Hi there, my name is Chantal Pard and I am a Master of Library and Information Science candidate at the University of Western Ontario in London, Ontario. I just wanted to make a quick vlog to update you all on the Nerdfighteria survey you may have heard about around the beginning of June. Our survey about the information-seeking behavior of young adult nerdfighters through social media went live on June 8th, 2012. We advertised the survey through a bunch of different social media tools that are used throughout Nerdfighteria, such as Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, YouTube, the Ning, and yourpants.org. I also just want to say a huge thank you to each and every one of you who responded to the survey, and also to all those people who helped spread the word. There were hundreds of you who reblogged each of my Tumblr posts, and I'm just so grateful. I'd also like to thank effyeahnerdfighters for reblogging my Tumblr posts as well. This really brought a lot of attention to the survey and really got the ball rolling. Within a couple of hours of effyeahnerdfighters reblogging my Tumblr post, we had reached our maximum of 1,000 participants. This is an amazing number. We're so happy that you were all so excited about the survey. I was honestly expecting to get at most a couple hundred survey responses. It seems like I underestimated you, and for that, I am sorry. It will not happen again. So as of right now, we're just starting to analyze the data from our 1,000 responses. But I thought at this point I'd provide you all with a short update on those who responded. In research terms, we call this our sample, the people who responded to the survey. First off, to start, the age range was quite broad. As you know, the survey was open for respondents aged 13 to 25. And those of you younger than 18 required a consent of a parent or guardian, which I was originally worried that this may deter minors from actually participating. They may not want to really get up and have their parent or guardian read and electronically sign the consent box. But it seems like you did. There's definitely the division between 18 and older and minors was actually about 50-50. So there were 504 of you who were over 18, and there were 496 of you who were minors. So that's excellent. What a great distribution. And here's just a graph of the age distribution of the respondents. You can see here that mainly the majority of the respondents were between the ages of 15 and 20. We definitely, had a decent amount from each eligible age. And it looks like the highest amount of participants were 18 years old, with 153 respondents at that age. And here's the graph for the gender question. We did ask whether or not you identified with male, female, it's complicated, or if you'd prefer not to answer. So 87.7% of respondents identified as female, and 8.6% said that they identified with the male gender, and 3.1% identified as it's complicated. And we did actually provide a box to expand on that if you wanted to just tell us in your own words what gender you identified with, and we did have quite a few explanations on that. A lot of people expanded, and they let us know that they identify their gender queer or gender fluid. We had a couple of people who said they are boys stuck in a girl's body, and then we had 0.6% who preferred not to answer. We also asked which country you were from, and 71.9% said they were from the United States. 10.6% said they were from Canada, 5.2% said they were from the United Kingdom, and 3.6% said they were from Australia, and 6.4% were other countries. There were a total of 31 countries that were included in the other category for this graph. I'll just provide a few examples here. No, I won't read them all, but there is Brazil, New Zealand, Belgium, Mexico, Norway, Portugal, Bolivia, and Japan. And last but not least, we also asked how you found out about the survey. And the most popular response by far, with 95.3% of you, said you found out about the survey through Tumblr. And that's really where it blew up. As I said before, effyeahnerdfighters, they reblogged my original Tumblr post. So many others of you did as well, and it really blew up on Tumblr. So other than that, we had 2 responses from YouTube. We had 24 from Twitter. We had 6 from the Nerdfighter Ning, 5 from Facebook, and 3 people responded through the yourpants.org post, and 7 people responded as other. And some of those were, someone mentioned that they had heard from me directly, and a couple people had heard from a friend, or it had been emailed to them, etc. And just another little reminder about what types of questions were on the rest of the survey after the questions about the Nerdfighter demographics that I just discussed previously. We asked questions like, which social media tools are used most in Nerdfighteria? Why do Nerdfighters come to Nerdfighteria? So do you come for entertainment purposes? Do you come to learn? Do you come to find your friends or just to hang out in general? We asked questions about the frequency of use. So how often do you come to Nerdfighteria? Do you use it once a day, a couple times a day, once a month? We also asked, how did you discover Nerdfighteria and when? And whether or not Nerdfighters come into Nerdfighteria for purposes other than learning, do they feel like they've learned something during their visit anyway? So, you know, you may come in looking for jokes, you're just looking for something to laugh at today, but when you leave, do you end up learning something that you didn't expect to? We also wanted to know how many of you participate in group projects or Nerdfighter collaborations. And if you do, does this make you feel like more of a part of Nerdfighteria? And if so, why? And I also just want to thank you again for being so enthusiastic. Those paragraph please explain boxes, they were certainly optional, but so many of you took the time to fill them out, and they gave us a lot of data to work with. I'm so excited to start analyzing it. And we also asked questions about who you share Nerdfighteria information with. With that said, thank you all so much for your participation and spreading the word and just general enthusiasm about the survey. No edge. Keep an eye out for another video at the end of this year. We'll definitely be updating you once we've analyzed our data. Thanks again so much for all your help. DFTBA.